Growing up, the Indian agent controlled everything on the reservations. He controlled the council, he made the motions, and the councilors that were there just moved and seconded him. But he was a complete boss at that time. And once a child turned the age of 7, he no longer had parents, or she no longer had parents. They all belonged to the Indian agent through the Indian Act way back then.
Every reserve across Canada had an Indian agent. Somebody that the government stock put in there to curb what you could do, to hold you at bay, and to have the ultimate say over everything that took place.
They were sent here, as I said, to take the Indian out of the Indian. And no matter what way he did it, he did it.
But you have to realize that he also had the authority of the RCMP because they had a barracks here. And if you didn't agree with them, then the RCMP were called. And to this day, I have feelings that are deep rooted with that. And my trust of a lot of people is, I'm going to say it's hampered by that.
And the discrimination back then was really bad. We were teased every day in school from grade 5, from the kindergartens right to the grade 8s. They teased us every day in school. For a long time, I thought I was a dirty Indian. But that's just the way it was way back then, and through the early 60s to be in school.
I went to kindergarten in a spot right here that used to be the Mountie Barracks. That's where I went to school, and the Indian agent lived right there. You can't thank these men enough who stepped forward at that time and took the stand to rid, I'm going to say, of tyranny, of abuse, I'm going to call it.
My dad took me to all those meetings behind closed doors with counselors that were going to vote to get rid of the Indian agent. I was there. The night they had that meeting, I didn't get to go to the council meeting because there was going to be a lot of flare-up with some of the counselors that enjoyed working with the Indian agent who said he wasn't doing wrong. So I didn't get to go to that. But when Dad got home that night, they were getting ready to head to Ottawa with that resolution they had, and they were there when they got to Ottawa, when the doors opened. They got to go in and see the Minister of Indian Affairs, and within 2 hours of being there, it was already passed, and the Indian agent was waking up, and he got the call from the Minister of Indian Affairs telling him he was no longer the Indian agent on Walpole. He had to pack up and leave. And I went to the first council meeting with my dad, and pretty emotional for me, from what my dad had did. I'm very proud of that, to be a part of that.
Now, as I'm older and look back on it, I look at it as a tremendous victory for all First Nation people across Canada. The removal of the Indian agent meant a freedom here for us to start to govern ourselves, to be people who we are supposed to be, and to just have say what was ours. And do I have emotional feelings today? Yes, I do, because I was robbed of a lot of things. I was robbed of learning the roots and different things that we could have used for medicines. I was robbed of language. I was robbed by a person who ruled over us. But also at the same time, you have to realize that I've learned to forgive. Those emotions are deep, but forgiveness is one that has to root out those things in order for you to go on.